drop the official video, remember to like and subscribe to my videos. I also do a podcast, the Jonah Pipney podcast. I will be leaving a link in the description. Just check it out, man. I will be doing a more in-depth take on sports, the NBA playoffs, the entire NFL Week 4 matchups, and also I might even be talking about the MLB playoffs. Remember, I'm going to leave a link in the description and like and subscribe. All right, people. What's going on, people? This is Jonah Pittman with another sports reaction. Once again, I'm bringing it to you with our Chicago Bears and their Week 4 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts. You know, because the media just been broadcasting it just all goddamn week. Mitchell Trubisky has been benched and Nick Foles has officially taken over as a starting job throughout the rest of the year. He came in and he played fantastic overall. He missed on a few throws here and there. Pressure got to him. And also, honestly, he should have had 5 touchdowns. They took one away, caused it to be an interception in the end zone, even though if you watch my last video, it was simultaneous catch. Should have been a touchdown, but okay, I guess. And Anthony Miller dropping that last touchdown before he wound up just going off and throwing 3 straight basically throughout the rest of the fourth quarter. Nick Foles just looked pretty damn good. I'm just going to read his stat line once again. He has 16 of 29, 55% completion percentage, but I'm pretty sure with him now getting the keys, he's going to be able to play a lot better. He's going to be a lot more accurate. Like I said, he was inaccurate a little bit more in the beginning. Then by the time the end of the game hit, he was lights out down the field, especially with that last play that Anthony Miller told him to just go straight to the L's if they do an all-out blitz. He ran it, he got him the ball, and that was a guaranteed touchdown. And he had 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that one costly interception that I was talking about before that should have been a touchdown itself. The running back, David Montgomery, he has so far throughout the season 43 carries for 191 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, and still yet to get a rushing touchdown. The Bears need to get that man the ball more consistently. He is a powerful running back, very durable. He got the speed to break it to the outside, and he can just basically break multiple tackles. Get that man the ball more often, and he will make those plays. It's something that they really need to get better at. Then up next, you have Allen Robinson, the leading wide receiver for the Bears. He has 18 receptions for 230 yards, 12.8 yards per reception, and he got his first receiving touchdown last week, breaking 2 tackles, and then just running the rest of the 30 yards down the field, outrunning everybody and getting that touchdown. Last week he had 10 receptions. Let's see if he can get those same 10 receptions, because I feel like he is fully capable of doing that. Yes, the Indianapolis Colts is a very good defense, but I believe that the Bears have the keys to the games that just basically just take it over. They have the players to be more subtle with it, to basically get this game and get this easy victory that they can have over this team, despite the fact that a lot of people probably picking the Indianapolis Colts to win the game. Wide receiver Anthony Miller, he still has not been very consistent. Yeah, last week he caught the game-winning touchdown, but he also dropped a touchdown that could have just had this game turn into a complete blowout for the Bears. Him dropping that touchdown, it makes a big difference, because is he going to be inconsistent like this all season like he basically was last year, or is he going to give us what he had in his rookie year in 2018? So we really need to improve on that. So far, he has 6 receptions for 117 yards. He's more of a deep threat for the Bears because he's averaging 19.5 yards per reception, and he's also second on the team in touchdowns with 2 touchdowns. So hopefully he can get that together, and if he can get those consistencies in order, he's going to be another dynamic receiver for the Bears. And then you just can't cover Allen Robinson. You're going to definitely have to look out for Anthony Miller if you get that hand situation basically in order. Third on the team, basically that's impacting the team, is Jimmy Graham. A lot of people thought it was just a horrible pick by the Bears, because if Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, I don't know why I keep wanting to say Westbrook, Russell Wilson can't turn him into a Pro Bowler since he left the Saints, then who can? I believe Nick Foles can. This offense is strictly based around the tight ends. If the tight ends can be successful, that open up the door for everybody. When Jimmy Graham started getting his receptions, to open up the door for Allen Robinson to get open, Anthony Miller. If he doesn't get open often, that means basically that Ted Ginn Jr. is not open down the field on that 4th and 6th play, and that's basically what we need from him. We need now to have the rookie Cole Kmet to be more in this offense as well as a receiving tight end. Yes, he is in predominantly for his blocking because he is an excellent blocker as a tight end, but get that man the ball. He is not just some blocker. That man can easily be the receiving tight end. That man can just dominate. He did his thing in Notre Dame. Get that man the ball, please. But either way, Jimmy Graham is the man right now. He's doing very well. He has 10 receptions for 103 yards, 10.3 yards per reception, and leading the team with 3 touchdowns. I look forward to him just basically racking up touchdowns this season. He is just a nightmare for anybody one-on-one in the red zone. Get that man the ball. He is 6'6", 6'7", like 250, and he can still run. He can't run as fast as he did 5-6 years ago, but he can still run fast enough to get downfield, and he can still make plays. He's still very long, can still break tackles. Get that man the ball, basically, him and Cole Kmet, because with their success, that make everything a lot easier for the rest of the players. And now we transitioning over to the defense, the players that's going to be the key factors on defense. Roquan Smith, 21 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and a pass deflection. That man has been all over the field. He's been making plays consistently. Just all he has to do is just make sure he improves his cover schemes. Also, Chuck Pagano has to call better cover schemes for the linebackers, so then they can basically make plays like they are fully capable of doing. Then you have Eddie Jackson, 20 tackles. He doesn't have any pass deflections or interceptions yet. Of course, we all know that man should have 1 interception and 1 return for a touchdown this season. Ref screwed that up, but that's old news. Eddie Jackson, another player that need to impact the game a lot better and can't get beat like he did last week by Calvin Ridley, because they have another fast receiver coming in T.Y. Hilton, another dangerous receiver that can just burn this team constantly. So they have to get that together as well and fix that and run more of a cover 2 man, because you cannot leave Kyle Fuller or Jalen Johnson out there one-on-one constantly with a player like T.Y. Hilton, so please get that together. And then the next player that's definitely going to impact this game, despite the fact that the Colts really haven't been giving up sacks over the last 3 weeks, is Akeem Hicks. So far, he has 12 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 5 tackles for a loss. That man has been ripping it and constantly getting to the quarterback. If he's not sacking him, he's at least getting quarterback hits. That can't nobody even hold him. Clearly, he is over that elbow injury that he had last year, and he has come to play. So yes, he's going to be a very big factor in stopping the run and definitely in the pass rush. Next up is Kyle Fuller. Just mentioned him. 13 tackles, 4 pass deflections, and an interception. That man is going to have his hands full yet again, going against another top receiver in T.Y. Hilton, him and Jalen Johnson. Me personally feel like Kyle Fuller should pull basically what Peanut Tillman used to do with Megatron back in the day. And no matter what side of the field he goes to, that's the side that Kyle Fuller needs to be on to make sure that he constantly contain him. Because I don't know if Jalen Johnson is going to get burnt up in this game or if he's going to be fairly consistent like he's been doing over the past 3 weeks. But a player like T.Y. Hilton, very dangerous. I still feel like Kyle Fuller should be just locked down on him the entire game. So if the Bears do that, possibly it'll make it a lot easier for the defense, make it a lot easier for that front 7 to get to the quarterback and make plays, and also improve and stop that run game. Also, on other news, if you haven't been watching, it has been confirmed that Tariq Cohen has torn his ACL. He will be out for the season. When I watched that replay, when I watched the game, when I first saw it happen, the way he was hobbling, the pain he was in, I've had my share of knee injuries over the years, so I know for a fact that it was a torn ACL, if not at least an MCL, because of the way his knee jolted out of place. He's done for the year. Pretty sure the Bears is looking to see if they're going to either pick up another running back or they're going to stay with their fullback Ryan Noll and also Cordell Patterson, who's also their two other backup running backs as well. So let's see what they do with that. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. If they should pick up anybody, I think their running back core is still deep enough to a point that they can make the plays basically necessary behind also David Montgomery. If there is another injury, then yeah, you're going to have no choice but to pick up a player off the street. But hopefully that does not happen. So hopefully that those type of things work out with the Bears. Now talking about their opponents, the Indianapolis Colts, which I still don't like them after what happened in the Super Bowl with the Bears years ago. But hey, it is what it is. They now have Phillip Rivers, who is 72 of 92 for 794 yards. He is completing 78% of his passes so far this season. Despite that, he still has only 3 touchdowns and has thrown 3 interceptions, and he has a 99.9 quarterback rating so far throughout the season. Phillip Rivers is still a turnover machine. I still believe that the Bears can take it straight to him. Anytime you put pressure, too much pressure in that man's face, he throws up a duck. He don't throw one like Trubisky did. I'm not knocking Trubisky. It's just what he does. Whenever he got any pressure, he just throw the goddamn ball up. You can do that to Phillip Rivers and force him to get the ball out quickly. Now he's being fairly accurate. So you're gonna have to get to him and make sure that you call the right place and have the guys in the right keys to make sure that they can come away with that interception or at least bat that ball down. Up, you have their running back, because Marlon Mack is hurt. They have Jonathan Taylor, the rookie out of Wisconsin. He's playing fairly well. He has 48 carries for 182 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, but he has 2 rushing touchdowns. And he's also sharing carries with 2 other running backs. One notable running back is Jordan Wilkins, another four-year back. I guess been with the team for the last 4 seasons or been transitioned over from team to team. They basically have a back committee, but the rookie Jonathan Taylor is basically the primary running back. He already ran for over 100 yards already this season, something the Bears running backs has failed to do because they're not giving David Montgomery the ball. But he is a good running back. He's run for 100 yards. He is capable of running for 100 yards on this Bears team because they can't seem to stop the run. Either Chuck Pagano's not calling the right plays or the Bears players is missing their keys in the gaps, which is causing the players to just explode through the line and make plays like that. Last week was inexcusable. I don't give a shit about what the hell Todd Gurley has done throughout his career. He has not fared well with the Bears. And last week was like a career high rushing for him going against the Bears. They stopped him multiple times, and they just couldn't get it done last week. Jonathan Taylor is a faster running back, a more shifty running back than Todd Gurley, and he can definitely make a lot of guys miss. So you're really gonna have to look out for that and make sure that you tackle him on the first guy, first man up. At least get a good hold to him where he can't just keep going down the field, and then guess what? The whole group gonna come and they're gonna make those tackles. So just make sure they can get that together. Except their wide receiver T.Y. Hilton, the man that's been cutting up the league every year if he is not injured. If he plays at least 13 games in the season, he's gonna have over 1,000 yards. Period. So far, he has 10 receptions for 133 yards, 13.3 yards per reception. He hasn't gotten a touchdown yet, but I feel like he's probably going to at least score one in this game against the Bears because Chuck Pagano just seemed like he can't call plays. It's like he calling plays like Madden, much like Coach Nagy. They run the same 15 to 30 plays, in their playbook and they don't change nothing. That's something that he needs to work on. And blitz quarterbacks that is not mobile more often. Whenever you're going against a non-mobile quarterback, you have to constantly blitz them, because guess what? If you allow those type of quarterbacks time in the pocket, they're going to find the open man. And T.Y. Hilton is one of those guys that you cannot allow to be open, because that man will burn everybody in the open field. No one catch him. He's gone for a touchdown. So they're going to definitely have to make sure that they guard players like T.Y. Hilton and everybody else. Also, they have a tight end that's just cutting up everybody in the league. Mo Ali Cox, he has 10 receptions for 181 yards, 18.1 yards per reception, and a touchdown. Now, the Bears has had a tough time really just stopping tight ends over the past 2 seasons. They definitely need to get that together. So far this season, it's always been a tight end carving them up downfield, especially when they have a team down to 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. They wind up giving up a 11-yard to the 13-yard reception to the tight end. Tight ends have been just killing the Bears for the past 2 seasons, especially this season. So the Bears definitely has to improve that and shut that down. If you have to run more man-to-man, instead of having Trevathan in there, have Roquan Smith covering the tight end, then do so. Because Trevathan is just being outran constantly, and Roquan Smith got wheels. Put that man on him and have him cover, and have Danny Trevathan basically be that run stopper that I know he's capable of doing, that he's been doing his whole career ever since Denver all the way to now. So just have them switch positions. Have one be the Sam, the other one be the Mike linebacker in the middle, and have them just make sure that they just do what the hell they need to do. My biggest concern that can affect the Bears the most, especially the offense, is this Colts defense. They are one of the best defenses so far in the league, even better than the Bears. They're playing exactly like it. And the Bears offense is definitely going to have to get it together. The offensive line has improved drastically over last season, but they still have given up 7 sacks so far this season. They need to definitely get that together, because if they don't, especially with the stunts and everything that the coach run constantly, exotic blitzes, they're going to definitely get to Nick Foles. Because Nick Foles is nowhere near as mobile as Mitchell Trubisky. The man run like a 5 something in his 40. Mitchell Trubisky run 4.5, 4.6. So that is definitely a different change of pace. Yes, he's more accurate down the field, but he's gonna have to make those type of calls, audibles, all the above, to make sure to keep that type of defense off balance. About the Colts' dynamic defense, we're going to talk about their dynamic linebacker, who's been their leading tackler since he came in the league over the past 2-3 seasons. And that's Darius Leonard, who has 27 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, and 2 pass deflections. Pretty sure the Bears have scouted him pretty well. They're going to go ahead and call plays to limit his impact as much as possible on that field. Also, you have the D tackle, DeForest Buckner, who has 15 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He is another ball hawk. He can easily disrupt everything that the Bears got going on the line. Just have to make sure he is accounted for at all times and have constant double teams on him. And I feel like the Bears can make it happen. Up next, they have their safety, Ka'ari Willis, who has 14 tackles, a sack, an interception, and a pass deflection. So you can hear with that stat line, he can do it all. He can get to the quarterback, he can cover, and he also can make a lot of open field tackles. So he's going to be another player that's going to impact this game very well. Next up, you have their cornerback, Kenny Moore, who has 9 tackles, a sack, an interception, and 3 pass deflections. So that's another player that can impact the game very well. The cornerback they send on blitzes, so you know right then and there they like to run a lot of blitz schemes. So Nick Foles going to have to get the ball out very quickly if you want to make an impact in this type of game. So yeah, this team is very good. And the Colts defensive rankings, I had to see their rankings, because I seen that they was like ranked number 1 and number 2, and they stats so far this season is fascinating. They are 3rd in the league in giving up points, 2nd in yards, Number one team against the pass in passing yards. Number five against the run. Number six in sacks, and number one in the league in getting interceptions so far this season. So the Bears definitely have it tough in this game. This is their toughest test so far this season. They toughest test last week was against one of the best offenses. Now they're going against one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league right now this season. So if the Bears can win this game and win this type of test again, just everything is just looking very well for the Bears. And like I said, I feel like the Bears can go 5-0 before this games really gets super tough for the Bears. The first four games to me is basically like preseason, and then every game after that, the Bears basically have to be able to be and figure it out by now and kick it into high gear. So far, I predicted the Bears to finish 10-6. So far now, with Nick Foles being in there, I'm gonna crank it up to say 11-5 to possibly 12-4, just like they was back in 2018. So if the Bears can get past this test and once again prove everybody wrong in the NFL, because it seems like all the critics just hate the Bears because someone pointed it out in the comment section that I looked at not too long ago, and they had it on point. They said if this was another team, if it wasn't the Bears and it was another team, they would have said, "Oh man, that it's just a very good team, just figuring out how to beat the teams they supposed to beat on their schedule." But because it's the Bears, they always the Lions, always the Falcons, always the Giants. But if it was the Steelers, the Patriots, the Seahawks, and they went through that type of adversity and still won the game, they'll be praising them all week. So I guess just they gonna continue to hate the Bears until the end. But hey, when they get that ring, we be the ones smiling, and they gonna still hate the Bears yet again. So it's all good, Bears fans. But hey, it is what it is. So this is Jonah Pippany with another sports reaction. Yet again, talking about Chicago Bears. And peace out, everyone.